welcome people. Today I have a book, it's about Victor. Victor, it's called The Book of Friends. In Dutch, Het Boek der Vrienden. Victor will show some of his experiences. And we go to chapter 14. 14. Yes, Hill. We go to Georgia. Georgia. What's happening in Georgia? Well, we're gonna start reading. The adventure is beginning. Let's go, people.
I always wanted to find a piece of wood and make a guitar out of it. There are many romantic things in this world, and one of them for sure is making your own guitar. I want to tell you a story how I made my own guitar. For that story we are going to Georgia. Georgia in the eastern part of Europe, so not Georgia, USA. Georgia is a rough and very beautiful country. It's surrounded by Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan and Russia. A lot of blood in the history of Georgia, also because of its location. It's surrounded by many countries, and east we have Asia, and west we have Europe, and Georgia is in between of that. So we have a big mountain area, and it's called the Caucasian Mountains, and it runs all the way from the Black Sea towards Azerbaijan, Russia. It's over there that I found my piece of wood. Like many places in Georgia, also Lago Dekhi is very beautiful. Our trip started from Tbilisi, or Tiflis. That's the main capital of Georgia and situated in the lower parts of the country. There are many beautiful places in Georgia, and from Tiflis we went to Tel Aviv. For example, Tel Aviv, it's a beautiful area and they have excellent wines and nice food and beautiful scenery. We also visited some monasteries, very old monasteries, in which we saw frescoes, and we see a lot of images of Saint Michael and the Dragon. And he is an important figure in the history of Georgia, and not only Georgia. I want to share another anecdote with you. Because I was looking for the national instrument of Georgia, and it's called panduri, and I wanted to have a real panduri, and it's made out of a lemon tree. You actually already heard the instrument, the panduri. I used it in the introduction of this movie. In the end, we found in a village called Snuverink a very old builder of the panduri, and it was very special to meet him and to hear him play and to look at his workplace and to meet his sons and his family and have dinner and have drinks with him and hear them perform the national music of Georgia. There are a lot of styles varying from region to region. Their music is so powerful, and it's really a beautiful experience to get together and to have dinner and to drink and to hear them perform their music. The piece of wood, it was a coincidence I found that piece of wood. It was in Kurjani, and I was walking in the village and I saw a woodworking place. If I had a lorry, I would have bought a lot of beautiful things over there. They're really craftsmen. They have a big tradition in making furniture and beds, and with a lot of stylistic wisdom and taste. So you can find it in the art, in the architecture, but also in the way they make furniture. It's really special again. Anyways, the craftsman told me it was the hornbeam wood from the Lago Dekhi area. And from that piece of wood, a guitar came into existence. I cannot prove the piece of hornbeam actually is hornbeam, but that's what the people in the woodworking place of Kurjani told me. But when we look at the properties of hornbeam, I think it is hornbeam. What can we tell about hornbeam? Well, its Latin name is Carpinus, and they are relatively small hardwood trees in the genus Carpinus, if I pronounce it the right way. The common English name hornbeam derives from the hardness of the woods, likened to horn, and the Old English beam, a tree, German Baum. The American hornbeam is also occasionally known as blue beech ironwood or musclewood. We find 30 to 40 species, and they appear across the north temperate regions, with the greatest number of species in East Asia, China. Only 2 species occur in Europe, only one in eastern North America and one in Mesoamerica. The color is nearly white and the grain is straight to slightly interlocked with a fine even texture. The workability overall, hornbeam is considered difficult to work on account of its density and toughness. However, this same density coupled with its fine and even grain make an excellent turning wood, stains, glues and finishes well. Common uses are fuel wood, flooring, veneer, musical instruments, percussion, wheels, handles, shafts, turned objects and other small wood parts. I think we stayed for 3 nights in the Lago Dekhi area. Over there you find the hornbeam trees and a lot of other trees and animals, and it's just beautiful. We also planned to go up and we wanted to cross the border with Russia. We wanted to do a horse riding trip, but it was impossible because it was raining these days and the paths were too slippery. We went up in the mountains, but we didn't cross the Russian border. Maybe next time. We took some mud baths and we washed ourselves in the local springs coming from the mountains. So now that you know the history of this piece of wood, we are going back to Holland and we're gonna make the guitar. So here in Holland I went to the local woodworking place and they flatten the surface of this piece of wood a few times and it saves me some time. Afterwards I went to my friend Angelo van Merienboer. He makes excellent guitars, solid body guitars, Telecaster style guitars, Les Paul guitars. And his shop is the Guitar Lounge and the brand of his guitars, it's called Panucci Guitars. Check it out. Angelo has this cutting machine. You put in the piece of wood and well, you know the parameters and the sizes of the body, and in the end the body comes out, which it fortunately did. I was counting the rings and I came to an average age of 86 years, down to the center of the tree, but probably it is much older than that, because I think the tree is a lot wider than this piece of wood. So now I have the Telecaster body in the workmate and it's now time to finish the guitar, sanding the guitar using various degrees of sandpaper to make it as smooth as possible. In this work it is important to follow the direction of the grain in order to get the best out of it. So now we continue and we will use different degrees of sandpaper. We start off with 150, then we go to 200, then we go to 300, and then we go to 400, and we will end up with the amazing fine sandpaper of 2000. Normally I use this when I play classical guitar and I want to have my nails polished as smooth as possible to make the best sweetest tone. So that's what I use for this, but also to finish the guitar. And then in the end I have some true nut oil or line oil, and in various degrees layers I will make it as glossy as possible, but in a natural way, because I want the quality of the wood to come through. That's important. So it took me a few hours, but it's really worth the effort. The surface feels really smooth and it's like a kind of gem you polish, you know. If you go through this whole process and then things become beautiful. You admire the surroundings in which the tree grew, the beautiful area of Lago Dekhi. You took the wood home and you yourself, you put a lot of dedication in making things even more beautiful. The advantage of the Tele, like a Stratocaster, is that it has a bolt-on neck, which is much easier to replace, on the contrary with a Les Paul, which has a glued-in neck. One reason to replace a neck is if one feels not comfortable with the shape of it. Another reason could be the neck has some sort of malfunction and is not able to operate properly. The neck is a 50s shape style neck with medium jumbo frets, and I must say it is quite a baseball bat. For very fast playing styles I'll use another guitar. In this project I find it important the elegance of the wood to shine through and keep things as simple as possible. No bindings, book match tops and fancy things like mother of pearl. It's hornbeam and it's from Georgia. I always like the sound of P90 pickups. They are the ideal combination of the bite of a single coil and the beef of a humbucker. I've chosen for Jason Lauder vintage round P90 pickups. I use a simple 3-way switch with CBS 500K pots. Then I have a Paul Reed Smith style replica string-through body bridge. String-through body should give you the most sustain. I use Purcell locking tuners. The fat neck next to the string-through body must bring out the most sonorities in the instrument. An old fat neck, a traditional Telecaster body, and a choice for P90 pickups bring a few classics together. So this is the guitar. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna give you a few impressions how it sounds and how it performs. Some general impressions. I will use the Fender Deluxe amp with a little bit of reverb, and I use a little bit of compression. Let's go!
And so another chapter in the book of Victor has finished by now. The next chapter will be, of course, what does this guitar sound like and how does it play, and actually, how does it perform? We want to know this. So the next chapter is play the instrument and create some magic. Goodbye.